Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. To invoke one of my favorite adages, which is when you pray, and we have been doing a lot of that, and I certainly do that as a woman of faith myself, move your feet. And so I will continue to pray and to move my feet, to steward every tool available to me in the work of resistance, the actualization of justice, and the furthering of progress. Using the power of my congressional letterhead, using the power of my pen as a lawmaker, using the power of my platform, using the power of convening, which is what brings us here today. I also do want to take a moment to acknowledge the indefatigable efforts of my staff that I call the A-Team, who make great personal sacrifices and labor and love on behalf of the Massachusetts 7th every single day, which includes majority of parts Boston, Cambridge, all of Somerville, Randolph, Everett, Chelsea, and Milton. Can we please just thank my staff? And then, of course, I wish to thank all of you, and a partner in good to the left of me. I thank Senator Markey for his collaborative partnership today in this congressional field hearing. I proudly serve as the co-chair of the House Haiti Caucus, a caucus that had been dissolved, that I worked actively to reassemble, not knowing what was on the horizon. And so it is in that role as the Congresswoman for the Massachusetts 7th and as the co-chair of the House Haiti Caucus that we arrive here today. Reviving the Haiti Caucus was a significant priority for me because my district represents the third largest Haitian diaspora in the country. More than 77,000 Haitians call the Commonwealth their home. Our Haitian neighbors are attorneys, nurses, social workers, chefs, artists, teachers, pastors, and elected officials, and so much more. Their contributions are an integral part of our community, culture, and economy. And the island of Haiti, which is only a short distance from Florida, must be recognized as an important ally to the United States' national security interests. On a personal note, I credit the people of Haiti, especially as we are coming off of celebrating independence, for teaching me my earliest lessons in the work of resistance. So today, on the 1-year anniversary, feels much longer. On the 1-year anniversary of this cruel and hostile administration, we are doing the work of resistance. Like we did 1 year ago today, we are here in community, listening to the people closest to the pain. Today's hearing is an opportunity to examine the necessity of extending TPS for Haiti. For those unaware, Temporary Protected Status, or TPS, is an immigration designation in recognition of a country facing conflict, disaster, or extraordinary conditions. TPS has received bipartisan support for over 30 years as a program. With this status, Haitians have been able to live and work in the United States, whether they came to the U.S. in 2010 after the catastrophic earthquake, or more recently following the assassination of the president and the rise in gang violence which I must acknowledge the trafficking of guns from the United States contributes to. The people of Haiti are our neighbors and have helped build our communities into loving, joyful, and safe places where everyone can thrive. Now, Massachusetts, I do think these numbers are important, has about 45,000 Haitian TPS holders. So it is in the interest of the integrity of this Massachusetts 7th and the Commonwealth and our economy and all that keeps our families and our neighborhoods whole. Everyone who calls the Commonwealth home, who calls the Massachusetts 7th home, who calls the city of Boston home, should be invested in this fight. Lives and livelihoods are at risk. If Donald Trump and his anti-immigrant crusade are successful, more than 350,000 Haitian nationals will lose their legal status on February 3rd. I want everyone to know that this Congresswoman is fighting tooth and nail to stop this from happening. Since being elected to Congress, I've stood shoulder to shoulder with our immigrant neighbors. Together, we have helped immigrate new arrivals to the Commonwealth by making sure kids are enrolled in school, adults can find work, and families are healthy. In Washington, D.C., I've urged Democratic and Republican presidents alike, to support Haiti. To support Haiti in its efforts to build the nation, to support a democratic transition, one that is led by Haitian civil society. And just this month, I voted to pass legislation to strengthen Haiti trade relations and to support its economy. Despite these efforts, we know there is much more work to do, and I'll not stop fighting. And I'm grateful to all those who are in that fight with me, who have been my teachers in this movement. I look forward to hearing from the esteemed panelists on the importance of protecting TPS status and supporting the people of Haiti. I now recognize Senator Markey for opening remarks, who has been a steadfast and consistent partner in the work of protecting Haitians, including putting together today's hearing.
Thank you, Congresswoman Presley. I'm honored to join you here today for this important hearing, to stand with the Haitian community and stand up for Haitian temporary protected status, or TPS. So we thank Congresswoman Presley for her partnership, not only today, but in the years-long fight to advocate for our Haitian and Haitian American communities. And thank you for partnering together just last week to introduce legislation to abolish the immunity that shields ICE officers from liability for murdering an innocent person or trampling over constitutional rights, as they did to Renee Nicole Good. May her family secure justice. And thank you to the TPS holders, advocates, business leaders, and community members joining us as witnesses today for your relentless work, your bravery, and for sharing your stories. And thank you to our audience members for joining us in community today. All of you represent an incredible and resilient force for change and justice in our ongoing fight for a more equitable, compassionate America. Let me just start by noting that these are not normal times. We are living under authoritarianism. We are watching masked ICE agents terrorizing our streets. We are witnessing brutal attacks on black and brown communities all across the nation, physical, economic, and cultural attacks. We have a wannabe dictator that does not want to make America great again. He wants to make America hate again, and he wants to make America white again. That is his goal. Unfortunately, the Haitian TPS community is not new to this story. For years, Donald Trump has demonized and attacked Haitian TPS holders. Trump has spewed racist and cruel lies about Haitians, lies which are part of a long history of black racism that is all too familiar. And he has terminated the critical TPS protections that nearly 500,000 Haitians rely upon. The termination of Haiti TPS is cruel, it's callous, and it is calculated. TPS is a life-saving program for helping people, including thousands of Haitian TPS holders in Massachusetts, escape violence and probable death. TPS also stands for taking our promises seriously, treating our people with solidarity. In the wake of Hurricane Matthew in late September 2016, I traveled down to Haiti in the 3 days after that hurricane hit to deliver relief goods and meet with aid providers, to go to Dame Marie, where Brucey Louis-Jean's father lives, to provide those resources down in Dame Saint-Marie. And I witnessed firsthand the resiliency of the Haitian people in the face of adversity. At the time, the country was still grappling with the cholera epidemic that was caused by the UN peacekeepers who had been deployed to the country following the devastating 2010 earthquake. There had never been cholera in Haiti until 2010, when the UN came in and brought it with them. The country has been left to address the epidemic with little help from the international community, and I urged the UN to apologize to Haiti, which they did at the end of 2016, for everything that they had left as a legacy of chaos in that country. And I came away from that trip knowing that Haiti would continue to hurt, and that the United States should do everything in its power to help the Haitian people, but sadly, Haiti is still hurting. The current security situation is a threat to the unrealized potential of an entire nation. Since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021, an already fragile security situation has since worsened. Armed gangs have taken control of the majority of the capital of Port-au-Prince. Kidnappings and other acts of violence orchestrated by armed groups are obstructing the free movement of people, access to medical and education infrastructure, and bringing the economy to a halt. Earthquakes, hurricanes, floods have battered the country's already precarious infrastructure. So it's clear to all, including the Trump administration, that Haitian TPS holders cannot return home safely. That's what we give that protection for, because they cannot go home. So I have called on every recent American president to designate, extend, and redesignate TPS for Haiti. I have also supported legislation to provide a legal pathway to residency for TPS holders, and I will continue to fight to protect Haiti TPS because lives are at stake. Haitian TPS holders are deeply rooted in our Massachusetts communities, from Mattapan to Brockton to Malden. I live in Malden. I live in Ward 2 in Malden. The Irish, the Italians, they've moved on. My neighbors are now Haitians in Ward 2 in Malden. And they work hard. They work 2 jobs. You can see the Cambridge taxi cab pull in at 2 in the morning, after working the 2nd job, because they are working so hard. So that is our job. Our job today is to put a spotlight on them, to give our witnesses the opportunity to tell their story so that we can highlight them and to protect them. So thank you, Madam Chair, so much for conducting this hearing, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from our witnesses today. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Senator Markey, in your partnership in this convening today. We did invite the entire Massachusetts delegation to join us here today. And so I want to acknowledge and recognize Congressman Seth Moulton, who has accepted that invitation, and he'll be delivering remarks, opening remarks. Madam
Chairwoman, thank you so much for holding this hearing, for bringing transparency to this issue, for your leadership over the years on TPS for Haiti. And it's an honor to be here with you and my colleague, Senator Markey, as well. A couple days after the devastating 2010 earthquake in Haiti, some fellow veterans and I arrived with surgeons from top Boston hospitals to help out. The scene was unforgettable. The bodies of those who didn't get there in time stacked up like cordwood by the door of the makeshift hospital. Children looking desperately for parents, and parents searching desperately for their kids. Physical devastation of cities and towns and of people. I just came to support the surgeons as they worked round the clock, but soon found myself consumed by simply feeding the patients. Everything was gone. Simply finding something to eat was suddenly harder than finding an orthopedist. What I witnessed in Haiti was the best of Boston, the best of Massachusetts, the best of America showing up to help those in need. The scene was both terribly sad and deeply inspiring. In return, Haitians who have come to Massachusetts have brought the best of Haiti to us. Their rich culture enriching our own. Their hard work caring for our elderly, just as we cared for their wounded. Their families and communities strengthening the American quilt as their fabric has become interwoven with our own. Now, Trump aims to tear all that apart out of hate. Racism is the motive, detention is the mechanism, and profit is the reward. The most corrupt administration in American history, and its cronies are profiting off of instilling misery. But in true American fashion, we aim to bring truth to light, and that's why I'm grateful for my colleague Ayanna Pressley's leadership on Haiti TPS, not just here this morning, but over the years. And for holding a hearing, opening government when Trump and Noem and Miller shut out the American people so that they can persecute with privilege, the privilege of hate and power unchecked. Madam Chair, thank you for your leadership. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be here with this community.
Thank you, Congressman. And before we get into our first panel, certainly as we are navigating the chaos and the dysfunction and the hostilities of Washington, we are so fortunate to have leaders on the municipal and state level standing in the gap. Please never take their leadership for granted. We certainly don't take their partnership for granted. And so I do want to acknowledge them and also the shoulders of which they stand. We have, it's important to note, history makers that are in the room, or particularly when people are working actively to erase our contributions in our history. So I do want to acknowledge Marie St. Fleur. I guess she gets to be called, rep in perpetuity, but sometimes I just call her president, governor, mayor, whatever. She walks with that. I'm telling the truth, okay? So thank you for joining us, and Linda Dorsina Forey. Thank you, Linda, for being here. Senator and Rep. And again, the Ruth C. Louisiane stands on the incredible shoulders of the two of you, as the City Councilor. And we're very pleased to be joined by the Chelsea City Council President, Roberto Jimenez. This is a city that has truly been under siege. And so we are so grateful for your compassionate leadership and for your joining us here today. Okay, we will now move to our witness panels. As you all know, I practice the ethos that the people closest to the pain should be the closest to the power, driving and informing the policy making, which brings us here today. So for our first panel, we will hear directly from Haitian TPS holders and organizations representing them here in Massachusetts. Now, I must concede I erred in my high school tutelage in that I took Latin and not Haitian Creole. And so I ask your indulgence in my pronunciation of names, but I will certainly do my best here. So our first, we were going to hear from Bernice Jean, but it's my understanding that someone else will be here in their stead. Or Gerline Blamour? No? Okay. Well, then we'll start. We'll just start here with Davidson. Okay. Thank you, Davidson. And we'll work our way down here. So for the purposes of those joining us, and certainly for the media, because you are here who people really need to hear from, just your name and however you would like to indicate your affiliation.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Davidson DeBros. I'm an immigrant in the United States and an earthquake survivor. I came here with my mother and my brother after losing everything. We arrived with no safety net and had to start from scratch. After graduating high school, I wanted to continue my education, but I wasn't eligible for federal student loans because I wasn't a citizen. That barrier had nothing to do with effort and ability. It was simply my status. So I worked and paid out of pocket to earn my associate degree with the help from the Adams Scholarship. Like many immigrants, I took every opportunity available. I've worked in culinary, in hospitality, in healthcare, and later pursued training in biotech. And today, I am pursuing a career in biopharmaceutical, preparing to contribute to science innovations and patient care. Each role required discipline, adaptability, and trust. Together, they reflect the reality of immigrants across this country. We contribute, we work hard, and we help keep essential industries moving. Today, I want to be honest about the stress many immigrants feel. Even when we follow the rules and contribute, uncertainty remains. Policy debates don't stay abstract. They shape how safe we feel, how we plan our future, and whether we truly feel we belong. Behind every immigration discussion is a real person, someone who has survived loss, who built from nothing and still believes in the promise of this country. I'm grateful for the opportunity I've had in the United States, and I hope that as decisions are made, immigrants' voices are